Now, Sister Amina, this is just one of the tools, isn't it, that you're using, the tapping, but there's plenty talking involved and connecting. Am I right?
There is. You do have to build rapport with people.
Yeah.
You have to help them feel safe and comfortable. So like the whole process as a framework, of course, where my primary purpose with anybody is to help them calm themselves, connect with them, clear away the negativity in a non-judgmental space, and then we complete. And when we say complete, we move towards more positive outcomes. But that's not positive affirmations, it's wins according to the individual client, what feels like a win to them. And I don't need to tell you that can vary from lady to lady, man to man. It can be as small or as big as you like. Sometimes it's getting through the day not feeling overwhelmed, or even ticking 3 things off your to-do list is a win, right? Even if they're small things.
Sister Amina, when you have such a massive list to do through day, but also through your life, because what we tend to do nowadays, isn't it, is stress ourselves with achievement lists, isn't it? I need to complete that. I need to graduate with this. I need to advance in here or with somebody, and it's always never-ending story, and it can be very harming to your well-being. And that's not necessarily, I think people who actually achieved all of those things, they will actually understand what I mean. For those of you who are still climbing the ladder of your imaginary happiness, you probably you can't connect with this, what I'm going to say. But normally when we achieve all of it, we still go to sleep unhappy. We'll still go to sleep empty and unfulfilled. Which brings me back to the first question, where we started, is we're chasing happiness. So, how to find your definition of happiness, not what society imposes on you, what is going to actually work for you. I think that is the philosophical question of today, isn't it?
Yeah, and to be honest, it's a very practical one that I would give out there for that. And maybe I'm not doing justice the way you've prefaced this today, because what I'm going to say is there is a download available on the internet called 100 Dreams. And and when I say 100 Dreams, I'm not talking about high aspirations like being a millionaire, 6-figure salaries. I'm talking about emotionally being able to connect with your child in the moment that they need them, even once a day. And some people might think, oh, I do that all the time. And other people will be thinking, what on earth are you talking about? Exactly. Emotionally connect with your child, right? So when I say this, and this is a great personal passion of mine, I'm a mother of 4 and a stepmother of 3. There's been quite a few children come through our family so far, mashallah. And all these 4 are like adults now, subhanallah. So we've had a bit of experience between us, and the reason I'm mentioning this is because so many people watching this will be a parent and they'll be able to relate to that. On the 100 Dreams list, it is personal to you. It could be as simple as eating your food hot today, instead of having to eat it cold because you've put yourself last, right? So when you're on an aeroplane, and they always say, I don't care if you've got a baby sat on your knee, you always need to put your oxygen mask on first, because if you don't put yours on first, you will be on the floor with no oxygen, and 100%. Then what's going to happen to your baby, right? It's exactly the same philosophy for me when it comes to personal development and emotional and mental health. If you're not sorting yourself out and being able to, so if you start a list of 100 dreams for yourself, and it can be small things and it can have big things on it. It can have a car that you really want once you get that job and all that kind of stuff. But what's really important is, I'll share this PDF that I actually only did a few days ago. And one of the points to make every day is about how can I improve my personal relationships while fulfilling my daily tasks, because like you say, that to-do list is long. We've got appointments, we've got meetings, we've got the kids, we've got parents, we've got husbands or wives, and we've usually got a lot to get through. But it really hones in on how can I maximize every minute, not because I'm working myself like to death, if you like. It's living your purpose. It really is about even though I'll be in the car at that time, I'm going to make a point of telling my wife how proud I am of how she's raised the children so far. And I might never normally do that. And maybe I won't do that again. But sharing that one thing is your personal goal, which will make her feel happy for years, quite often. Only in context, obviously, in a marriage where there's no significant abuse. And I share the 100 dreams idea because the dreams can be as big or as small as you like. They really, you're not allowed to judge yourself about it. If you don't get to it this week, and there's no expiry date on any of the things on there, it's about, oh, that meant something to me when I wrote this list. Does it still? You can scratch stuff off it and you can add things on it. But the point of it is that it might even be dropping the kids off on time every day this week. It can be as simple as that, because all these things are connected to self-worth, right? And that, am I enough as a parent? Am I enough as a wife? Am I enough as a husband? Quite often that's self-doubt. And these things do indirectly help you reinforce that you are doing the best you can quite often with the tools that you have. And this is one of the tools to be able to do that. By tapping every day, that silent sequence that I've just showed you, that literally has helped people who have been through trauma, for example, don't want to seek therapy yet, but they need something to help it feel less heavy. They don't have to talk to themselves about it. They don't have to say anything with it. They use that. And even on their list of 100 dreams could have, seeking therapy at some point, seeking some professional support at some point. Do you see where I'm going with this? So it could be
I can. Sorry to stop
anything.
You. What I get from you is that the ultimate definition of your happiness really stands out from you realizing what are your limitations and what are the roles that you play in this life, because you can have haughty aspirations, but also you need to ground yourself and realize that there are roles that I'm playing here in this life. And it could go vice versa. People can be so engrossed in the roles of being mother, sister, family can literally turn you apart, and they're forgetting about the fact, what, I'm also nas, I'm also soul, right? I have a spiritual job to do here. So sitting down with yourself and making the list of your achievement, attainable achievement, changing that definition to something which is actually doable, and prescribed for you in the calendar, like being quite honest about your life here and now, isn't it?
I often say 10 minutes of dhikr to a woman who feels like she's in that season where she's neglecting a spiritual life is really, it might think be 10 minutes of reading Quran. Now that might mean, I shouldn't say this, but it doesn't mean the same thing to all people. And if it means a lot to her, somebody, for the love of Allah, literally give her 10 minutes where she's not got the kids so she can just read. Because subhanAllah, she's just going to feel so much more accomplished as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as a sister, and all those things. And all that is time. She doesn't even want money off anybody. She doesn't want a big car. These things are so important. And they get, oh, you're a mother now, so you haven't got the same spirituality. It's true, your spirituality shifts, but it all depends on the way you approach it as well.
I think it can increase as well when you are a mother, because
absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, because you start realizing things you haven't seen before. You're becoming a different person. You're coming into a different archetype. You're becoming a dragon, a dragoness, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I often look at my children and I think, wow, Allah has entrusted you to me. I don't know whether to be excited, scared, or nervous about that.
Yeah, but that is a game changer, isn't it?
I do think it's a tremendous honor, and we will never get it all right. And you know what, ladies? Sorry, guys, if there's any brothers listening to this, it applies just as much as if you're a father as if you're a mother. You won't get it right all the time. It's okay. If there's self-improvement where you can think, I could do that better next time, it's fine to acknowledge that. Just don't put too much pressure on yourself, And one thing I would say when it comes to the children, seeing as though we're talking about motherhood and fatherhood here, is never be too scared to apologize to your children if you overstep the mark by, I don't know, being a bit too terse or a bit too abrupt with them, because subhanallah, they'll become better apologizers and more emotionally intelligent human beings, being able to own their misgivings. And it sounds like such a basic thing, right? But you'd be surprised how many parents like, oh no, because that means that they think that I'm giving in to them.
Oh,
And I'm
I'm not
like, no,
surprised.
it doesn't.
I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. But yeah, I think I need to invite you for another webinar about conscious and spiritual parenting, or emotionally conscious parenting. I'm going to try to get you back here again, inshallah, if you have time, because I know that Sister Amina is very busy, and she's got very restricted amount of time to see clients, don't you?
I do. So I'm actually reshifting things at the moment, and I'm very precious about not taking on too many people, you see, because I want all the ladies that are with me for any period of time, because ladies can come to me for one session and be like, I feel so much better after that. Or they can come for 12, it's not like you're in a 12-week program and you hope to achieve this. No, everybody's a unique human being. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm not taking on more than, I do have a couple of slots left between now and the new year to start like a provisional 6-week type of, what goal is it that you're looking for? When I say goal, I'm not talking about achieving high aspirations. If you've not felt enough, we literally map everything out of, where we try and funnel down very gently to where that could have come from. And then I ask them to choose which one would you like to work on first. Ladies choose the content and I'm the facilitator, so I have got a little bit of space, but I don't have an awful lot of appointments generally, due to the fact that I've got 2 small children still at the moment. But
it's lovely.
quite often,
it's lovely to hear from you that honesty that comes from you. It's like, other than serving community, other than helping you, I also have my life to balance. And if anything, it is that balance that comes from you. You spoke a lot about the roles that we're playing, but also the spirituality that we're having as a responsibility for ourselves. And if I could conclude today, because I don't want to keep long, I see tapping as a really seriously effective tool to calm yourself down, even if you don't know what is it that makes you anxious, and then sitting down with yourself, and you say mapping, or I call it, make a definition of your idea of success, and being conscious and honest with yourself, through emotionally honest throughout the process of whatever is it that you're going through. Is that going to sum up everything that we discussed, or is that not enough?
I think so. And just be kind to yourself, be as kind to yourself as you are being to everybody else. I'm sure people have seen that meme flying around lately. I've seen it surface a few times, and I just think that's so salient right now, right? Because everybody's been under so much stress for such a long time. COVID's made everything worse.
Oh, yeah.
And be compassionate to yourself a little bit, because you wouldn't have been given everything you needed always. It's often not the case that I come across people who had every need met as a child growing up, which means, as you know in your work, as adults, we have to make up for those few shortcomings that our parents may have had. And that in itself, and it's not an intentional thing. It doesn't mean go on a hate campaign about your parents. The reason I'm mentioning that is because it affects the way you think and operate every single day, and view yourself as a parent going forward. So just be kind to yourself. Tap every day. If you're in doubt, tap. Find a quiet moment.
I love it. It's a slogan. If you doubt, just tap.
Just honestly, just tap. I've not had any negative feedback from the tapping so far.
Of course you didn't, because it's somatic wisdom. I mean, seriously, it's such a lovely and honorable meeting with you here. I hope it's one of many.